Hey merfolk! So my desk is still a mess from the last video that I filmed. If you haven't seen it yet, I will link it in the eye thingy. I don't know which side it is, so I'm just gonna point to both. But still, I wanted to sit down and film. I really wanted to put 2 videos up this week. I don't know why, but I did. I'm feeling very inspired lately. Anyway, I am thinking of doing something fully glossy. I want to look completely moist and I want yellow on my cheeks just because I do. I want yellow on my cheeks. I'm going to start by using my Burberry Fresh Glow BB cream. This is in the shade number 1 Fair, and it's actually a little bit dark for me, and I'm not even that fair. The thing is, this literally has no coverage. The reason that I'm going to use it is because it looks very, very moist. I would not recommend this. It's very expensive, and it has no coverage for something that feels on your skin like you're wearing 300 layers of full coverage foundation. It feels so heavy. But I have it, so I'm gonna use it, and I'm not going to use too much of it. I'm going to use about half a pump, otherwise I'm gonna go crazy. So I'm just taking this on my Zoeva 110 face shape brush, and I'm not going to use a lot of it. I'm just going to spread it all over my face. And you can see already how moist I'm looking. It also has no special ingredients whatsoever. It's not one of those BB creams that are going to have a lot of benefits. It's just moisturizing. You could skip this step and use a lot of moisturizer, which is what I do most of the time. For my under eyes, I'm going to use my Clarins Instant Concealer in the shade 2. This shade is slightly too dark for me, but it has a very nice peachy tone, so it really counteracts any shadows underneath my eyes, so it's a really good corrector. And it's very moisturizing as well, which is why I like it. It has a brilliant texture. It really works well on dehydrated under eyes. And I'm using this on a Real Techniques Deluxe Crease Brush. Perhaps I should have gotten this in the lightest shade, which is the shade 1, but it's a little bit yellow, and honestly I prefer my concealers to be a bit peachy, which is why I'm actually really glad that I got this one, because I like to use it underneath the RMS Beauty Uncoverup, which is a foundation slash concealer, and this is in the shade 11, and this is the perfect shade for me, but it's a bit yellow for my under eyes, and sometimes if I'm really tired it makes my under eyes look a little bit gray, so using that Clarins Instant Concealer underneath really helps, and they work really well together. And this is a very, very dewy concealer. I got this last summer, and at first I didn't like it because this one, I don't think it works on dehydrated skin. It just highlights a lot of texture. It made pores that I didn't know I have show through. It wasn't good. But right now it's working really well for me, and I have been using it daily and I love it. And it looks so dewy and beautiful, and So this is good on dry skins. I would not recommend this for an oily skin, but it's definitely not good if you're having a very dehydrated phase. So as you can see, I just use this mostly where I need a little bit more coverage, so my under eyes, the sides of my cheeks, around my nose, blemishes, but nothing else, because I want to keep the coverage very light. I just want everything to be super glowy. I think I should be making the obligatory drinking game joke, like have a shot if I say glowy, wet, moist. Anyway, I'm actually taking my Essence So Glow highlighter on this fluffy Illamasqua Il 230 brush, and I am taking this very liberally on my cheekbones and into my temples and brow bone. Basically just taking this all over my cheek, to be honest. I'm going to finish up the rest of my face afterwards. Now I'm going to move on to my brows and my eyes. Firstly, I am going to take some blotting paper and I am going to blot any excess moisture around my eyebrows. And I'm going to brush all of my hairs up using some glycerin soap. So I'm just going to spray some water onto it and rub a spoolie onto it. And I always like to remove the excess foam from the spoolie before I go on to my brows. And this is really going to hold all of those hairs up all day long. And it's also going to give it a lot of texture, which I obviously need because I do not have brows almost. Now I shall be taking my Anastasia Beverly Hills Deep Brow Pomade in Granite. I am back on this train. I really like the Nabla one, but the color of this one is a little bit more gray, which I like. And the Nabla one, even though it's a lot more long-lasting than this one, which is what I love about it, tends to ruin my eyebrow brushes. I'm very, very sad about it, but I am trying not to use it for the moment. Since I know it is possible to make a pomade that's even more long-lasting than the Dip Brow, I was really curious about the Kat Von D brow pomades, but you know how that went. For now, Anastasia Beverly Hills Deep Brow Pomade in Granite it is. So I'm just starting to flick some hairs in. I am going to try to make these brows as natural as possible. And by the way, I'm using a Zoeva wing liner brush. This is the best eyebrow brush ever. It's the one I always use. Brows are on, and for the eyes I'm going to use the Saem Semi-Pro Multicolor in 17 Cranberry. This is a multi-purpose cream. It does set, so it doesn't budge. I'm taking this on a very crappy unicorn brush from AliExpress, and I am just taking a very small amount of it. This is a synthetic brush. I have other better synthetic brushes, but sometimes I prefer the crappy ones. This is one of the crappy ones that I really enjoy. Has a nice shape to just generally buff out the product. And I'm going to build this product up slowly because I don't want to go with too much product all at once because then I wouldn't be able to blend. So I'm just dabbing this on at first where I want the most pigment, and then I can bring it up very slowly. Because I really want this to be a very blown out look. Also, it's getting hot in here, so I'm gonna take off my clothes. I'm also going to take this underneath the eye. And I'm going to bring this down quite a bit. When working with creams or regular powder eyeshadows, with everything really, I like to go back in with my foundation brush. That really helps me blend out. One thing about working with creams like this is that you have to be very aware of the pressure that you're applying on the brush. So when you want to deposit pigment, you're going to apply a lot more pressure than when you want to blend it out. Because creams are a little bit trickier to work with, you really do have to be mindful of this. I kind of want this almost to my brows, so I'm just going to dab this here so that I don't rub away too much of the brow, and then I can just fix it afterwards very slightly and it will be good. I'm going to take a black waterproof eyeliner just to tightline, and I'm going to apply a ton of mascara. I'm going to layer two. I'm going to layer the Volume Millium Lashes Fatale and the Extra Sculpt Volume Mascara from Kiko. I'm making them a little bit clumpy and messy, and I'm not gonna worry if I get some mascara on my skin, especially on the bottom lashes, because I think that looks kind of cool. I don't really like how my brows are looking today. I think I've done fluffier and more natural brows than this. I'm going to take just a tiny little amount of powder just on the sides of my nose, because that's where the moistness annoys me a little bit. I'm also going to take a very small amount, but like the tiniest amount, just on the center of my forehead, just because I have a little bit of texture there and I like to dull down that texture slightly. That's basically it for powder. Now I am going to add a little bit more highlighter. This time I'm gonna go into my RMS Beauty Living Luminizer. You guys know I love this thing. I'm just taking it on the same Illamasqua brush that I used before. And I'm going to really pack this on. The other one gives a little bit more of a shimmer, creamy glow, and this one just makes my cheeks look extra wet. I'm also taking it a little bit on the top of the bridge and on the tip and on the Cupid's bow. Maybe just a tiny bit here on the chin, but right under the fold. And now for my blush, I want to use yellow, but I still want it to be creamy, so I'm gonna go into my Super Color palette from Kryolan. No, actually I forgot I had this, so I'm gonna use it now. Maybe I'm gonna layer both, I don't know. I have this cream color base from MAC in yellow. This is very nice and kind of sheer and glowy, so I feel like it's going to make a nice, ooh yeah. Applying a dot of this on both sides, and I'm gonna blend it out with clean fingers. I love yellow blush so much. I used to wear yellow blush all the time in high school. Probably not high school, more like college. I'm gonna bring it up almost to meet the pink. And I think I want a little bit of iridescence on the inner corner, and for that I'm gonna go into this Makeup Revolution Ultra Strobe Balm palette. I don't really like this palette, but it's gonna be perfect for this purpose. I feel like all of the highlighters here are a little bit chalky and just not my favorite. I think I'm gonna take this one. It looks very nice on top of this cranberry pink. I am going to take some of it on the center as well, because I can. For the lips, I'm going to start by using a little tiny bit of lip balm, and I think because everything else is so glowy, I am going to make them a little bit more matte, but we'll see. I'm gonna go in with this number 7 Precision Lip Liner in Nude, and I'm doing my usual overdrawing of the lip. I'm going to take this very, very peachy nude lip, which I love. I love the color of this, but I really don't like the formula. This is from a Korean brand. It's the Life Color Lip Crush Matte. I do like it blended out on top of a balm, which is what I'm going to do right now. But you can see it's like very orangey nude. And just blending it out with a flat synthetic brush, again from the crappy unicorn ones. And now for the final look, and hopefully what's gonna pull all of this together. I am going to take some of this Danessa Myrricks Color Fix Glaze in Clear. This is an eye gloss that's a little bit more long-lasting than most eye glosses. You could use Vaseline, you could use clear lip gloss. All of those things work. I have used those things for years. I just am using this right now. So I'm just taking some of that on my finger. I'm going to dab, 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 dab. I'm not going to take it too close to the lashes, because with the warmth of the skin, it's just going to melt down into that area anyway, and I don't want a lot of gloss near my eye. I'm also gonna take that under the eye, of course. Just be careful not to go over the lashes. And whatever's left, I'm going to take over the brow area with a clean finger, of course. Just gently dabbing, very gently. You really don't want to rub this. I still don't know if I like this lip, but I know what's going to make me like this lip a little bit more. I am going to take an orange blush. This is Daniel Sandler Watercolor Fluid Blusher in Trip. And I'm going to take a drop of this onto my Illamasqua brush. And I'm going to blend this over the back of the cheek. Just to pull the whole color story together. Okay, so I went and made myself look a little bit more presentable, and now I like this a lot more. I am feeling kind of cool. I hope you have enjoyed this video. This was just a little bit of fun for me. If you do like this look, please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. As always, please leave me a comment down below because those always make me so happy. There will be a list in the description box with every single product used in this tutorial, as well as links to all of my social media and other stuff. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. I hope you're having a great day, and I will see you next time. Bye!